What's up, y'all? Good morning from Mexico. Buenos dias desde la ciudad de Mexico. What's going on, y'all? Good morning, good morning. So, hopefully, I can get about a good, I think, 8 followers I need to hit 4,500. So, I'm hoping I can get to that point. That's my goal for today. So, what's going on? Good morning. Y'all at work yet? Y'all, what's going on? I'm on live every day now. Every day. So every day is a chance you can come in and drop by, say hi or whatever. Today is like mine. Well, I get on like every day now. So I'm gonna take about a good 10 minutes, a minimum of 10 minutes to be on here, and then if I get some engagement, I'll probably stay on a little more longer. But right now we're gonna start with 10 minutes. That's it. So I'm still working hard on my dream. I can see a lot of remote companies don't necessarily let people work anywhere. Like if you remote, they normally have restrictions on where you work. If it's for a U.S. employer, normally there's restrictions on it. So, so I think my only options really is pretty much like 1099 type of employers. No, I don't know any word in German. Wait, I know one word, Geist. Geist. It means ghost. That's the only word I know. Where you from? That's the only word I know. Yeah, where you from? Of course, I know a lot of Spanish. I know some French. Like I'm like a high intermediate with French, like about a B2 level. Yeah, but where you from originally? And thanks for commenting. I appreciate that. I just need about 8 subscribers today. About 8 new subscribers. And it'll hit my goal 4,500. 4,500 subscribers. Oh, no, okay, did I get that? This for the 18th. Man, why they keep rescheduling this thing? They crazy. They keep rescheduling y'all. This I'm talking about my appointments I got on here. Like I work freelance. And they keep rescheduling. It's certain appointment that I get. Yeah, but where you from? FL9X. Where you from? Basically, what I'm doing, the live and this stuff is I don't think I can do remotely. Do lives like I don't have to be in the U.S. to do no live, and then I don't have to be in the U.S. to do the remote work I do as an interpreter. So that's a good thing. Oh my god! So we got one person to engage. Oof. So who else we got? We got one more person in here. But yeah, this one thing I can do remotely from anywhere is do a YouTube live, which is cool. Um, but I see like a lot of U.S. employers have restrictions on where you work, but I don't know how strict they are. That's the thing. I don't know how strict. I really. Oh, I got the appointment. Okay, yeah, I don't know how strict they are. But the only thing I've been talking about, y'all, is just my dreams and on achieving what I'm trying to achieve. And it's very hard. What? I think I'm overqualified. I think that's what it is that I'm overqualified for a lot of these basic remote roles. That's what I think it is. Like customer service and stuff. Like I think I'm just overqualified for that. Yeah, but I didn't try to apply to some remote roles, and it's just always just like that uncomfortable feeling like, man, they probably gonna say something because you're in another country and stuff. I don't know. But I'm trying to just do my own freelancing. The only thing about freelancing that I find is challenging with my freelancing now is that um, the income is not guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's up and down. Like you're never gonna make really normally. Normally you're not gonna make the same amount every month. And that's really like the challenging thing about being a freelancer, doing what I'm doing now. But I know it's possible, so I'm gonna try to keep it up. And I gotta come up with something. Yeah, I gotta come up with something. And I'm gonna come up with something to make it work. I'm just so tired of it though, man. Cause I be seeing people that's like working these basic customer service jobs, and I'm like they working these basic customer service jobs, and they be getting um, like I'm an interpreter, but you just get like a lot of companies that try to they try to downplay it to me. Like the company I just had applied for, I got an interview, and they was like, yeah, I had got an interview with them, and but I didn't pass the like I passed the phone screening, and I was supposed. Well, I don't know. They said I could have got another interview, like possibly a second interview, but I didn't get it, and it was like for a very basic customer service job, like very, very, very basic. Like I'm telling you, like I'm past that level. Like I speak Spanish, I speak French, and I currently work as a freelancer now. But and I think they probably sort of didn't give me that second interview because cause I asked them about working from anywhere, and I think when you ask about working from anywhere, I think that triggered them to say like, nah, we can't hire this person. I don't know, but I just know I just didn't even want the job, y'all. I didn't even really want it, which is crazy. But I feel like, dang, I would love to have something that's full time remote because as a freelancer, it's a struggle trying to freelance just because your income ain't always the same. So I'm figuring like maybe I should just kind of dive more into okay, how can I generate income? Well, that's what I'm already working on anyway, but it's just not moving fast enough. Like I've been calling places and stuff like that. I'm currently doing lives just so I can get my subscribers up. And I'm thinking like as I get them up, maybe it'll be possible for me to offer my business to my subscribers. Hey, how you doing, kid? What's going on? Where you from? Yeah, so it's been a challenge. Why do y'all think that they would hire someone with basic skills, like, but they wouldn't hire me, like, if I speak languages, like I speak Spanish, I speak English, I speak French. Well, one thing I came to conclude was that normally I think when they hire is not for skill a lot of the times, especially like basic customer service. They just want you to be available. And I told the person I talked to, I was like, I don't want to work on no Sunday. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee originally. Go on here, hit that subscribe button. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Where you from and how old are you? How old are y'all? Yeah, but they was like, you can't work from. Well, no, I was telling them I couldn't work on Sundays because I really didn't want to, and I think that's why I didn't get to the second interview. I think that's why I didn't get it because I told them I couldn't work Sunday, and then I really don't want to work Sunday because I'm working on my business idea. No, I'm not African. I'm black. Yeah, I'm a black American. Yeah, but I think that's why they didn't move forward. But I'm sure somebody else that probably got half the experience I got the job. I'm sure that they did. So you said question. They said God was bored, so He made man, or was it man got bored? And I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know about religions. This is not the really right channel to ask religious questions because I don't really know. You think I'm living in Atlanta? No, I'm not. But I'm from the South. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. But I'm trying to get my subscriber count up to 4,500. So I think the more subscribers I have, the more easier it would be to have the success that I want for my business. So I'm just trying to get my subscriber count. So if y'all not subscribing, y'all feeling the channel, y'all go ahead and subscribe. I'm on here every day now. Y'all know my journey is I'm trying to grow my business. I'm trying to grow my remote business. This is my journey. So follow me on my journey. I'm talking about it almost every day for ways I can grow it. And then I currently also talk about my freelance that I'm doing. And of course, 90s and stuff, languages and stuff like that. So you'll get an idea of what's going on. It seems like it's going to be impossible, god dog. It feel like it. It sure feel like it's going to be close to impossible. Because it's like the remote jobs that you want to work for that's US based. And they be basic jobs, customer service. It's like those jobs hard to get, just the basic little stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like when it comes to freelancing, it's like, well, it's hard to really get the customers. But it's like if you work in freelance, it's not enough work. It's like if you work in an employer as an employee, it's like it's like they got it designed in a way to where it's like they want to push people really to work full time as opposed to the freelance thing. And it just seemed like this the way these systems is designed. And I'm just talking from firsthand experience. Like, I would make more as an interpreter if I just had more hours, right? I just need more hours. If I worked as a full-time employee, then I would have more hours, but the pay won't be as much. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this how it seemed like it's designed. Which I'm like, man, it's like crazy. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all. So I think I used to get 40 cents a minute one time when I was working as a freelance interpreter. And it was for this company I used to work for. But they ended up selling the company. But and then they also had a position where I think it was like 16 an hour or something like that. So it was like, but what they was doing was they was routing the calls to the 16 per hour people, like giving them more calls. But then the 40 cents, because if you make 40 cents a minute, that's $24 an hour, right? You know, you make that. But if you work full time, I think it was like, could have been like 15 or 16 an hour. But this is just an example. I'm going to tell you how the systems work. So if you're working, let's just say as a Spanish interpreter or whatever language interpreter, if you're working full time, I'm gonna tell you how the system work, what they would do. Okay, and this is just me firsthand experience. All right, so if you work as a interpreter for whatever language you work for, a company can offer you a full-time position, right? Or they can offer you a contract. You can work as a contractor, full-time or contractor. Okay, so there was this one company that had contractors working remotely, and I was making 40 cents a minute, right? And then they also had people that was making, it could have been 15, 16 an hour, whatever. But on paper, I would be making more money if I'm making 40 cents a minute because it's $24 an hour. I would be making more money than somebody getting paid the $16 an hour. But see, the thing is, if you work by the hour, you get paid whether you're on a call or not. You get paid for your waiting time. You get paid for your availability. You get paid for it, right? But if you working as an independent contractor, which is the 40 cents a minute that I was getting paid, you don't get paid while you on every call. So guess what they did? They sent all the calls or most of the calls to the ones that was making the 16 per hour. And then they would purposely try not to send the people calls that was getting paid 40 cents a minute. So what do y'all think about that? So it's almost like I mean, I am black. I am really black. Why wouldn't I be black? Yeah. But that's how they set it up. So it's like, that's just crazy. Like if you working full time, you get a solid amount per hour, whether you're on a call or not. But they're gonna send you so many calls. Like they try to set it up when they send you so many calls, and then you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I mean, right? What they try to do, like they try to throttle the call volume, and it's, I noticed it. I'm like, man, why they doing it? So it's like you can't really win because it's like they trying to get really more work for, you know what I'm saying? And you really can't win that way. It's hard to win that way. But that's what they was doing. And it's normally how it works. Like it's this job that's an interpreter job. It's full time, but it pay 15 an hour, right? But then, like me as an interpreter, I know if I work independently, I know I can make more money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure y'all can give some other examples of what I'm trying to say. Like, have you ever experienced the same thing, or do you know what I'm trying to say? What's going on, brother? Go on here, subscribe if you're not subscribed. So it's like they have two different pay models. You know what I'm saying? It's two different pay models. So one pay model is you work by the hour, and one payment model is you work by the minute. Right. So I said I was getting paid 40 cents a minute at one company, and then the same company had a job offer where they were going to pay. I don't know how much it was going to be. I think it was 15, 16 an hour, right? But you was going to get paid for your availability. There we go. So we got some of these companies that's going to pay you for your availability, and then we got some of them that's going to pay you for your actual work. Which one is better to be paid for? Is it better to be paid for your availability, or do you think it's better to be paid for your actual work? So that's a good way to break it down so y'all can understand. Would you rather just get paid less for your availability, or would you prefer to get paid more, technically on paper, for your amount of work that you do? Which one would you prefer to get paid for? What's up? I'm saying what's up. Yeah, I'm saying what's up. Yeah, but that's my question. Like, would you prefer to get paid for your availability, or I'm saying what's up? What's up? Would you prefer to get paid for your availability, or would you prefer to get paid for your work that you do? Which one would you prefer to be paid for? Your availability or your work? It was this one company trying to offer me $4 an hour, y'all. $4 an hour. And it was like they were gonna pay me for my availability, but it was just gonna be at $4 an hour. You see what they be doing, man? Like, I hate when they do that. But you got companies that be doing it, like I'm talking about freelance versus full time or part time. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about my firsthand experience with the companies, how they do stuff. And I'm asking y'all, would y'all prefer to be getting paid for your availability, or would you prefer to get paid for your to get paid for your is criminal, right? Hell yeah. They, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, as an interpreter, they tried to offer me that. I got the email. I don't want to share the email, but they tried to offer me $4 an hour, but I was gonna get paid for my availability. So that means that whether I'm on a call or not, I was still gonna get paid. Right. But for another company I worked for, I was getting paid 40 cents a minute, but it was only if I was on the call. So, but what they was doing was they'll try to send the calls to the cheaper interpreters. That's what they be trying to do. So let's give you an example. Okay, let's say, for instance, if I took the $4 a dollar job, right? Let's say, for instance, if I took the $4 an hour job, I ain't even finna look at it. This how criminal that is. But let's just say, for instance, if I had let's put you an example with me. Okay, so say, for instance, I took the $4 an hour job, right? Let's say, for instance, I said I'm gonna just take it, and that ain't like me at all. I prefer to go out on the street and live on the street before I do that. Right, I'll make more money on the street. Right. So say, for instance, if I took it, and there's also another job from the same company, right? And they said we're gonna pay you. It could be like 40 cents a minute, right? From the same company, right? So the difference between the way they pay me would be I'm getting paid for my availability. So that means, like, whether I'm on a call or not or whatever, I'm getting paid just for being available for the company. So they're gonna give me $4 an hour, right? and you're going to get paid 40 cents a minute, but you're only going to get paid if you're on a call, right? From the same company. What they're going to do is they're going to send me more calls because I'm working for $4 an hour. They're going to silently, secretly do that. They're going to secretly just send me most of the calls, and then whatever I can't take, they're going to send it to you at your 40 cents a minute. So you're gonna be getting paid for the overflow of calls. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna be getting paid for the overflow of calls that I might miss, that I might not get. So that would be this how that works. But you probably gonna be complaining because you like, man, I ain't hardly getting no calls, and you want to get more calls because you trying to make your $24 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be like, man, I want more calls. Like, but they're silently sending me the calls at $4 an hour. And that's why you're not hardly getting them, because it's cheaper for them to do that. You get what y'all get what I'm trying to say? How to set up work. And then I'm gonna probably be complaining like, man, I'm getting too many calls and I'm not getting paid enough. You know what I'm saying? Like they set it up that way so it could be that way. Right. That's the way they set it up. So it's like I'm complaining if that I'll be complaining. I'll be saying I'm not getting enough calls, right? Because I'm like I'm constantly saying like, dang, I want to get more calls so I can make this 24 hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the United States, bro. But I'm trying to see if y'all understand. If y'all understand what I'm saying, like with the setup with the jobs in my experience, like the jobs I work for. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. So anybody to understand what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm trying to see. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like how to I don't want to call it a setup. It's more like the system, how the system design. When you work freelance and when you work full time as an interpreter. That's what I'm talking about. I'm an interpreter for y'all that don't know me. What's up, AK Sheeta? Subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed yet. Hit this subscribe button. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? How they work? Like I'm trying to give y'all examples of how they work. Yeah, I'm trying to give examples. Do y'all get what I mean? Do y'all know what I mean? And what do y'all think? And what do y'all think about? What do y'all think about what I'm saying? I don't know who gonna win. I didn't even know they was fighting. But yeah, do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? So like I said, one company they'll pay somebody like for instance, $4 an hour for your availability, but then 40 cents a minute, but you may not hardly get no calls. Like you're gonna be sitting in idle for a long time. You said, do you live in Mexico or I travel? No, I live in Mexico. Yeah, sorry, I live in Mexico. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. Subscribe to the channel to follow my journey to see my dance videos. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. But I live in Mexico. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I've been here almost 6 years. But what I'm talking about is like the setup. Well, because I work currently freelance as an interpreter, and all I was doing was just telling y'all how the remote interpreting companies be working. Like they're all about trying to save money, not really so much about the quality of the interpretation. Like it's been times that I've interpreted for people and they was like, wow, you was so good. And then they'll complain about a previous interpreter and saying they wasn't really good, but companies still hire them. You know what I'm saying? So what I was trying to say is like a lot of the times these companies really be wanting people to be available. You know what I'm saying? They normally have a lot of availability. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change because you're amazing just the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe. So what I'm talking about now is freelancing versus working as a contractor, an independent contractor. And I'm telling you about my experience on both sides of the equation as a freelance interpreter. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just telling y'all. And I'm asking y'all opinion what y'all think. Would you prefer to get paid for your availability, or would you prefer to get paid for the actual work you do? Because this is two different things. You either gonna get paid for your availability, or you're gonna get paid for the actual work that you do. But if you get paid for your availability, the trend and pattern that I have seen is that they're going to try to lower your hourly pay, right? If you get paid for the availability. So would you prefer to get paid less for your availability or more for the actual work you do? But you really can't control the work that come in, right? You can't really control the work that come in. So what do you think about that? Let me see. Where you from? Yeah, I said Memphis, Tennessee. Southern accent. Y'all heard the southern accent. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm a Spanish interpreter. I work as an interpreter. So sometimes I do have medical calls where I have to work and interpret for the doctors. But as y'all can see right now, if you hear a beep, that means I got a call. You, I used to love someone with all my heart, a very pure, honest love, my first love ever, but he ended up cheating on me with my. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. I mean, I hope you can find the strength to possibly love again. But yeah, anyway, what do y'all think? So I'm talking about two different things. I'm talking about would you prefer to get paid for your availability or would you prefer to get paid on a like based on the work that you actually do? But you can't control the work that come in. So what would you prefer to do? Huh? Yeah, I'm in a relationship. Yeah. What would you prefer to do? Would you prefer to get paid for your work that you do, or would you prefer to get paid for your availability? Happy birthday, Frankie. Can y'all hear the question? Because I don't see nobody comment on nothing I'm saying. You said I like to get paid for my availability. Okay, but say for instance, see if you can pay for your availability. Say for instance, you got the potential to make more if you get paid for your actual work that you do. Let's say for instance, but you got potential. So would you still prefer that? Because I'm giving you an example. I'm going to give you an example. So say for instance, would you prefer to get paid $16 an hour for your availability during an 8-hour span, or would you prefer to get paid 40 cents per minute, which equals out to be $24 an hour? So technically, but it's still going to depend on whether you get the calls or not. It's going to depend on how many calls, how your call value is and stuff like that. Let's just say, for instance, if that was the case, like you got potential to make more, but is the 16 per hour, you don't have the ability to make more because you only you paid for your. You know what, man? Let me just stop it. They know what they be doing. Yeah, them coming, they know what they be doing. Like I say, because what they're gonna do is, hey, what's up, Joel? Y'all go ahead and subscribe. Hey, Joel, where you from, Joel? How old is my group today? How old is my group? I got a group of people, and how old are they? What age group are y'all in? So you said you would prefer to get paid for your availability. Okay, this why. So why would you prefer to get paid for your availability and not your actual work? Because I remember I had like this company. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all this little story. It was one company I was working for, y'all, and they was paying me, it was $20. No, it was $25. Right. I just need to just be honest, because I feel like it's hard for me to like leave out certain details without really getting into it. But it was this one company I was working for. They had a busy season, and they was paying me, I think it was 42 cents a minute. So that means it averaged out to be $25 an hour. And they said they were gonna pay. What they end up doing was they wanted to switch it over to I was gonna get paid $20 an hour, but they was gonna pay me whether I was on a call or not. That's what they said. They said we're gonna pay you $20 an hour, but we're gonna pay you for your availability. Yeah, that's what they tried to change it to, right? They tried to change it from me getting paid for my actual work and to change it to my availability, like to put a schedule on it. But them doing it, they tried to lower the pay by $5 though. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I wish somebody could understand what I'm saying. how they try to do it. And then I was like, well, why can't you still pay me $25? It's the same job. Like I would have been doing the same thing, but they was like, no, we gotta lower it. Yeah, so y'all know what I'm saying, man. It's like if you work per the hour for your availability, you don't get enough work. And they purposely try not to give you now if you paid by your availability, you get a lot of work. Like they try to swamp you with all the work. If you pay based on your job, they purposely try not to give you that much work on purpose. They try to purposely do that. And they try to lie and say, oh, well, the call volume low or like, and it don't be like that. They just be lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all get what I mean? Y'all get what I'm saying? I don't got nobody comment on what I'm actually asking about. This is a big problem. Like just one person. One person come in and on and said what I wanted. What is this? Oh no. Yeah, I didn't see the interview. No, I didn't. Mm-mm. Let me look it up. I'll look it up, but I didn't see it. Epstein. Yeah, but I'm trying to ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel that he looks older than his? Oh, okay. Would y'all prefer to get paid for your availability or for your actual work that you do? And do y'all notice the same thing when you work as a contractor opposed to a freelancer? Okay, so what I'm saying that okay, say for instance, if you work for a company, right? Okay, and this company has where they just say for instance you was getting paid 40 cents a minute, right? 40 cents a minute. So 40 cents a minute means you will be making $24 an hour, right? This is just a general example. All right, but you only pay based on the amount of calls that you actually receive. All right, from the same company, they also have a position where you get paid $15 an hour, but you're getting paid for the amount of hours that you're available, whether you get the calls or not. Which one would you take? And this is not no actual offer that I have right now, but this kind of sort of based on experience and sort of kind of like the model. I'm trying to show you a certain type of model. So which one would you take? Which the second option? Which would I say the second one? So 15 an hour, but you paid for 8 hours of work. What we've been paid for 8 hours of availability, or would you get paid for the or the one that's 40 cents a minute, which is 24 an hour technically, but you only pay if you get on a call or not. So the first one is the hourly, or would you take the per minute? 15 per hour or per minute? Okay. What's up? You're always guaranteed money, whereas with calls, you best hope. Okay, so I took the option with the calls one time, and this is not me talking about this specific like 16, and that's not the rates and stuff, right? What I'm like my actual rates. Well, the 40 cents a minute was at one point. It was at one point. Okay, so I'm gonna take. So what made me take the other option, the per minute, was that I was getting a lot of calls. Right. So yeah. So what happened? Okay. Let me say. Okay. So I took this position at one point where I was paid for the amount of calls. Right. And they had a spike where it was just so many calls. Like, and I was good. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed that what they was doing, I was just the overflow. Right. So when I took it, I was really just taking the overflow of calls. So my call value ended up dropping. But then what I also noticed is behind the scene, their system is designed to send most of the calls to the hourly people. You know, you said you would work for the guaranteed money, but they was sending most of the calls to them on purpose. They was doing it on purpose, rounding to them. So it sort of kind of made me feel resentful and not take it. you know, because I'm like, man, like why would I choose that if it's the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, well, why would I go with that? But it's like they secretly was routing all the calls, most of the calls to the people that were. So I'm like, by me internally like knowing it, I'm like, man, I don't really want to take that because it's not fair. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, but that's what they was doing. So when my call value ended up dropping, it was like I paid for it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like mentally, you always sort of kind of on standby. Well, I'm doing it right now, you know, but it's for a different company. I'm working on this same model, but I was sort of kind of trying to like doubt, like, should I try to still push to find something that's completely where the money is guaranteed? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did. Like they was secretly. But I gotta go now because I'm actually working, so I'm gonna disconnect now.